in retrospect, it might have helped me a bit more if I'd figured out how I was going to start this before I started doing it. But that's not in the spirit of this photograph, which is a good segue into why I'm talking this. So, this is the second of my series of videos where I talk about photographs I've taken and how I've edited them, because absolutely nobody has asked for it, but I need something to do or I'm going to go crazy. So I'm doing these. This one is a backstage portrait I did with Half Formed Things in less than 5 minutes before they jumped onto the stage to play what was a pretty incredible show. Like, if you haven't listened to this band, you really should, because they're better than most bands that you like. Anyway, the point is, this project was not pre-planned, other than me thinking at one point earlier in the day, it would be quite nice to take a photo in this area, and I didn't have much time to do it. I just grabbed the band and do it, when they probably were more concerned about performing than getting a photograph taken. But I think it worked out really well, and it's probably one of my favourite band portraits I've done, if not the favourite, maybe. It's definitely up there. So I'm going to talk through how I did it and why. So here's the finished photo for in all its glory, which I really like. I really like the tones. It's got a nice vibe. It's got a nice mood, etc. Cool things that you can hashtag or whatever it is people do. But this is where the image started, which is obviously wildly different. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to re-edit the image, so it's not the same as the first one I showed you, but it talks you through the process of why I did what I did, and we'll probably get something different. Maybe that'll be interesting or better, or at least something to do, which is better than not something to do, I guess. So I start in the same place every time with all my editing. I enable the lens correction. I go for at least medium contrast, and I change the colour profile to portrait because it's flatter and I find that's just a bit nicer to deal with. From there, what did I usually do from there? Usually from there I'll come down to calibration, which was not a technique I was using when I originally edited this photo. This whole time when I keep touching my nose is going to get really annoying people, especially because you can see right up it from this angle. It's incredible. Okay, so I'll start off usually with the reds and the hues of the reds. If I go this way, that goes first to blue. I quite like this, makes things feel a bit more pastel when I go that way with it. I then go to the greens. Again, I quite like the kind of two-tone pastel kind of feel to that. If I go with the blues this way, far too purple this way, a bit more turquoisey. I like that. And then jump up to basic calibrations at this point. So basically, I think the basic parts, this is almost like I know what I'm doing. The basic part's like where the photo really comes to life, because if you can't make it feel like an interesting image when you're at this point, just playing out with the colours isn't really going to do it, because there's something missing in the image if there's not a kind of something that's capturing you at this point, I think, anyway. But what do I know? Okay, so it's slightly underexposed because it was really dark. I probably should have done this earlier. This is proof that I don't really know what I'm doing. So this was shot on the Canon EOS R, which is also filming me right now, so you can use that as a gauge as to what you think of it between these two things. Shot in the Sigma 50mm art lens, which is also filming me right now at f2, because that lens will go to f1.4. And to be honest, maybe now when I go into 1.4, but I think f2 was probably enough for this. And it was shot at 1/250th of a second because there was next to no light beyond these fairy lights here in the background. So what I want to do is, I feel like I probably want this to feel a wee bit warmer. It goes very, very blue if I cool it down, so it feels a bit warmer. Brings a bit more atmosphere into things, brings those pinks and reds out, which is quite nice, per usual. Normally what I would do is actually kind of blow out the highlights, but only bring them down just a little bit. I like this feeling of you can see the individual fairy lights. Then I'm going to crush the blacks, because I always crush the blacks, because I'm a goth and I love black, because it's so cool. It's so cool, guys. I love black. You should love black too. It's great. So to counteract that, I'm going to boost the shadows quite significantly so I can get a bit more detail out. Now, probably what you might notice at this point, for the eagle-eyed viewer amongst you, is that not everybody is in focus the same amount because they're on different planes. So Stuart and Morgan here are really in focus. They're quite noisy because of the low light, but they're definitely in focus. Nikki, not as much in focus. Matt, poor Matt at the back here, as handsome as he is, not really that much in focus. That was just a sacrifice I decided to take for stylistic choices. Theoretically, you should probably have everybody in focus in your photos, but I don't think people really mind if the image is cool, if people are different focused. And it does give the image a little bit of extra depth as well, which I like, which I think is quite impressive given how small a space we were in. I wish I had an image to demonstrate that, but you just have to take my word for it. And why wouldn't you? I'm a trustworthy guy. So anyway, and then get the texture and go up to about 10. Also to the clarity, go up to about 10 on there as a general rule. Play about the whites a little bit. That brings those about up, one up, that's nice. My classic 15 vibrance, minus 15 saturation, because that's what I always do. I can always just scratch my nose again on camera. What with me? I'm going to keep medium contrast just because of the way things are on this. Then probably don't want to play too much with my hues, except maybe this blue makes things a little touch more turquoise, quite nice. Saturation wise, I'm actually kind of happy with where it is, so I wouldn't really play with them too much. I'll then come down and I'll try and sharpen the image a wee bit. So what I'll do is I'll mask it so that I'm only sharpening the bits that actually want sharp, i.e. the people, not the walls. I usually go for about 65 in sharpening for no real reason, if I'm totally honest. I'll then add a little bit of post vignette on here because I like the feel of that, it's a bit more vintage. I would then also crop down a wee bit. If I was a better photographer, I would have just taken the framing I want, but I didn't, so there you go. So I feel like that's more in the kind of ballpark that I want. And then I come to the good bit, which is the split toning, which is where I think you can really bring an image to life. Classically, I start with everything at 9 for no good reason whatsoever, and then I just kind of clear it out. I like that for the highlights, that's quite nice, and then what I want the shadows to be, probably a bit purple, I like that. Just make the balance a wee bit. All things considered, I like it a little touch more green. And then come back up to the basic panel at this point to play about some other bits and pieces, see how I feel. Re-expose it a little touch more. Play with the tint a little bit. Definitely don't want that green, so we go a lot more purple. Because I quite like, especially Morgan's face here, the kind of split of light down her face. And maybe see what I like with strong contrast. I'm actually going to keep the strong contrast because more contrast is better. Always, no matter what anybody tells you, more contrast is always better. And then I'll look down here into these a bit more. I can play with the greens, doesn't particularly do very much in terms of tone. Play with the purples. Purples, if I go that way, it's a little bit harsh in the lines here. Not much keen on that. I don't know why I pointed that screen, nobody can see that, so that was good. Saturation again, I tend not to play with the saturation signals except to desaturate stuff. I find my camera anyway, or the way I shoot it, runs rather hot, so it's not great for that kind of thing. And I'll do a wee bit of before and after, so that's where the image started and this is where it's ended up. Looking at that again, I might just pop up the exposure just a little touch more and bring those highlights down a tiny little touch. And there we have it. That is that photo that went from not being the way it looks now to the way it looks now. I still really like this photo, I still really like this band, I still really like all the photos I shot from this set because it was an amazing performance. The band's album really show, and it was a great thing to be a part of. I like the mood and vibe of this photo. I think it makes them feel like a band with a lot of attitude. The fairy lights stop being as cliche as arms crossed kind of thing, or the arms crossed kind of thing, the arms crossed, etc. Looking mean sort of stuff. It does feel a little bit more arty, but it's also nice and organic because there's not too much going on. And I guess that's that when it comes to this photo. So we can have a look at how it looks compared to the other one, my original edit. My original edit's a bit warmer, a bit yellower. I kind of like the new one, a wee bit more actually, it's a bit more pastel, it's a bit nicer. I think But I might change my mind by tomorrow. Who knows? And that's that. So, thanks guys. You can digest that. I will have this celebratory run. And everybody can just go on with their lives, I guess. Thanks for watching.